Moving forward, the White House press pool will be determined by the White House press team. Legacy outlets who have participated in the press pool for decades will still be allowed to join, fear not, but we will also be offering the privilege to well-deserving outlets who have never been allowed to share in this awesome responsibility. In limited spaces, such as the Oval Office in Air Force One, is a privilege that unfortunately has only been granted to a few. It is not a legal right for all. The Trump administration has already proven to be the most transparent ever, and this president, the most accessible in history. In fact, we want to double down and give even greater access to the American people. We want more outlets and new outlets to have a chance to take part in the press pool, to cover this administration's unprecedented achievements up close, front and center. As you all know, for decades, a group of DC-based journalists, the White House Correspondents Association, has long dictated which journalists get to ask questions of the President of the United States in these most intimate spaces. Not anymore. I am proud to announce that we are going to give the power back to the people who read your papers, who watch your television shows, and who listen to your radio stations. Moving forward, the White House press pool will be determined by the White House press team. Legacy outlets who have participated in the press pool for decades will still be allowed to join, fear not, but we will also be offering the privilege to well-deserving outlets who have never been allowed to share in this awesome responsibility. Just like we added a new media seat in this briefing room, legacy media outlets who have been here for years will still participate in the pool, but new voices are going to be welcomed in as well. As part of these changes, we will continue the rotation amongst the 5 major television networks to ensure the president's remarks are heard far and wide around this world. We will add additional streaming services which reach different audiences than traditional cable and broadcast. This is the ever-changing landscape of the media in the United States today. A select group of DC-based journalists should no longer have a monopoly over the privilege of press access at the White House. All journalists, outlets, and voices deserve a seat at this highly coveted table. So by deciding which outlets make up the limited press pool on a day-to-day basis, the White House will be restoring power back to the American people. So in that note, in our new media seat today, we have Shelby Talcott, who is a White House reporter for Semaphore. In 2022, Semaphore launched as a global digital news platform with the aim of bringing meaningful innovations to the news industry. Today, they have nearly 1 million newsletter subscribers spanning 11 separate editions. With that, Shelby, I will take your questions.
I was talking about Venezuela, and he said that the president isn't someone who wants regime change.
Lawsuit that AP brought against yourself and your teammate to that.
Well, first of all, John, it's great to see you, and you are one of those individuals who has you're on a streaming platform that hundreds of thousands of people tune into every day. So it's great to see you in the briefing room. I did address that actually in my opening remarks by announcing that the White House press team in this administration will determine who gets to enjoy the very privileged and limited access in spaces such as Air Force One and the Oval Office.
A year ago, if someone had told you you'd be at CPAC and working with the president to absolutely shred the government, the swamp, whatever you want to call it, would you have ever believed that?
No.
No? Me neither.
But it's cool. This is awesome. And I just want to say, thanks for your support. I mean, you guys are, So, I mean, we're trying to get good things done, but also have a good time doing it, and and have like a sense of humor,
Let's see it.
Well, President Milei has a gift for me.
Javier Milei from Argentina, you guys know who that is, right? Why don't we bring him out? Yeah.
This is the chainsaw for bureaucracy. Chainsaw! I think we all want to see it. You know?
I'd love to see it.
Like, this is your gold, by the way. It's the public's gold.
Do you think it's not there?
I don't know. But I think
You just want to see it.
Yeah, we want to go see it and just make sure,
Yeah.
like, somebody did a spray paint some lead or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, is this real gold? Buy it at the bar, you know?
Didn't dent.
But I think, honestly, you know, part of this also is just like, let's have some fun and you know, like I said, all this gold at Fort Knox, it's the public's gold. It's your gold. So, like, I think you have like a right to see it.
You want to take a tour?
You know, yeah. I think we should have do a tour. And then the president last night was like, I think he's in favor of it. That would be cool. And then it should be like a live tour. Like, you can see what's going on, open the door, like what's behind it. It sort of actually makes sense when you look at the thing from a top level and say, like, okay, there's $7 trillion of spending by the government. What percentage do you think is fraudulent? Okay, exactly. Like, a conservative estimate of the $7 trillion would be 10%. Conservative.
Probably a little higher than that, yeah.
Exactly.
Feels like a quarter out of every dollar, right?
But if the fraud's only 10% of $7 trillion, you've got $700 billion of fraud.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's like really easy to take advantage of the federal government. It's very easy.
Are you thinking about auditing the Federal Reserve as well, which is obviously
yeah, sure.
Regulates
While
our
we're at it.
economy? Huge push from the administration.
Yeah. People like sometimes like
to end this war.
Say like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm a bought asset of Putin.
Yeah.
I'm like, he can't afford me.
Yeah. I think you're worth more than Russia.
Think about it.
I like that.
Well, first of all, I think we should have empathy for the people dying at the front lines. That's the most important thing. And people have been dying, you know, it's like, how many more years is this supposed to go on?
Yeah.
And imagine if that was your son, your father, you know, what are they dying for?
Yeah.
What exactly are they dying for? That line the line of engagement has barely moved for 2 years.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of people dead in trenches for what? And I'll tell you what for what. It's like for the biggest graft machine that I've ever seen in my life. That's for what.
트럼프 대통령이 $500만, 우리 돈으로 약 71억 원을 내면 미국의 영주권을 주는 골드카드 정책을 시행하겠다고 밝혔습니다. 트럼프 대통령은 현지 시간 25일 행정명령에 서명하면서 약 2주 뒤부터 새 비자 프로그램인 골드카드 제도를 시행할 것이라고 말했습니다. 골드카드 제도는 기존에 미국에 최소 $90만, 약 13억 원을 투자하면 영주권을 주는 기존의 투자 이민 제도를 없애는 대신 새로 시행되는데 기존보다 60억 원 가까이 더 내야 합니다.
트럼프 미국 대통령이 마크롱 프랑스 대통령과 정상회담을 갖고 우크라이나 전쟁 종식 방안 등을 논의했습니다. 두 정상은 화기애애한 분위기를 연출하면서도 민감한 사안에 대해선 분명한 입장차를 보였습니다. 워싱턴 김지숙 특파원입니다.
밝게 웃으며 만났지만 두 정상의 만남은 서로 꽉 움켜쥔 악수부터 긴장감이 흘렀습니다. 트럼프 대통령은 무엇보다 신속한 종전을 강조했습니다. 유럽이 평화유지군을 우크라이나에 파병하는 계획도 러시아가 받아들일 거라고 설명했습니다.
He will accept that. I've asked him that question. I think the war could end soon. Within weeks.
마크롱 대통령은 러시아의 재침공을 막는 방안에 초점을 맞췄습니다. 우크라이나의 안전보장 조치를 강조했는데 미국의 지원이 필요하다는 얘기입니다.
Cette paix ne peut pas signifier la capitulation de l'Ukraine. Cette paix ne peut pas être un cessez-le-feu sans garantie. Cette paix doit prévoir les conditions d'une souveraineté ukrainienne.
하지만 트럼프 대통령은 여전히 러시아에 기우는 모습입니다. 이르면 이번 주 광물 협정이 체결될 거라며 우크라이나를 압박하면서 러시아와 경제개발 협력도 논의하고 있다고 소개했습니다. 이에 푸틴 대통령도 우크라이나 점령지에 매장된 히토류를 미국과 공동 개발할 뜻을 밝혔습니다. 트럼프 정부는 또 유엔 안보리에서 러시아의 침략 책임을 명시하지 않은 종전 촉구 결의안을 밀어붙이기도 했습니다. 서방 동맹의 균열을 상징적으로 보여주는 장면이란 해석까지 나옵니다. 워싱턴에서 KBS 뉴스 김지숙입니다.
네, 트럼프 미국 대통령이 며칠 전 소셜미디어에 올린 글을 보고 계십니다. 조국을 구하는 사람은 어떤 법도 위반하지 않는다. 이 나폴레옹이 한 말로 알려져 있는데 자신이 미국을 구하고 있으니 뭘 해도 괜찮다는 말로 풀이됩니다. 오늘로 트럼프가 취임한 지 꼭 한 달이 됐습니다. 미국을 위대하게 하겠다며 세상을 놀라게 하고 폭풍처럼 몰아친 한 달을 홍진아 기자가 뒤집어봤습니다.
The golden age of America, the golden age of America begins right now.
트럼프가 말한 황금 시대는 국경 비상사태를 선포하고 불법 이민자들을 쫓아내며 시작됐습니다. 다음은 관세 폭탄. 무역 적자가 많은 나라부터 시작해 철강, 자동차 같은 품목별 관세, 비관세 장벽을 트집 잡는 상호 관세까지 트럼프는 시나리오를 짜둔 듯 관세를 몰아붙이고 있습니다.
Then it's tariff. Because tariffs are going to make us rich.
동맹국도 상관없다는 질주에 반감도 커졌습니다. 캐나다에선 미국 국가가 연주되면 야유가 쏟아지고 두 나라 선수끼리 이런 몸싸움도 벌어집니다. 캐나다엔 미국의 51번째 주가 되라는 조롱. 멕시코만은 미국만으로. 파나마 운하 통제권을 내놔라. 여기에 그린란드도 얼마면 되냐고 트럼프는 묻고 있습니다. 부동산 개발업자 전력인 듯 중동의 가자 지구는 개발해서 아예 미국이 갖겠다고 합니다.
We're not going to have to buy. We're going to have Gaza.
트럼프는 러시아와 단판식 종전 협상도 시작했습니다. 당사자 우크라이나는 협상에서 배제하면서도 미국이 그간 지원했으니 720조 원을 갚으라고 요구하고 있습니다. 모든 걸 거래 개념으로 국제 질서를 흔든 트럼프의 폭풍은 미국 사회도 혼돈 속으로 몰아넣었습니다.
President Trump has broken every rule of appropriate democratic change in our society.
Make America great again.
트럼프 출범 한 달, 미국은 얼마나 더 위대해질지 세계는 묻고 있습니다. KBS 뉴스 홍진아입니다.